Good morning, everybody. Glad you're feeling better today, Mr. Ed. The famous Mr. Ed. Hope all y'all are doing great on this Friday morning. Fridays just always feel good. I've said that before, but even though it's not my Friday, it still feels like Friday. That old saying TGIF, I guess, got stuck in my head at an early age, and I really do appreciate when it's Friday, regardless. Yeah. I could tell you were tired by the way you responded early. So let's get right into it. I'm in my pocket last night. I felt the urge to carry the Sabertooth again. It did bite me, so it is officially mine now. But I just had the urge to carry it again. I liked it when I carried it, and man, is it a laser beam. It is super sharp. So I'm loving that one. And then I love this one. Like, if I was going to send somebody a knife to let them know what I think a perfect action in a knife is, it would probably be this knife. And the milling and stuff on it is just exceptional. The fit of this carbon fiber, you can't feel the inlay at all. Like, the fit and finish on that knife is great. And the action on it is what I consider perfect. It has the perfect detent to where you cannot fail it no matter what. And then it has just the perfect drop shut action. So if I was going to send this to anybody to, like, say, hey, this is what I consider perfect action, it would be my test specimen. Because it does have the perfect action for me. The detent is perfect. The lockup's perfect. And the drop is perfect. So yeah, those are the two I carried last night. Two pretty much bangers. I don't remember what blade steel this Sabertooth is, but seems like it's M390. And if it is, they were both M390. It's the Kevin John Venom 2. But the milling on it, and I had to, I believe I did tune it a little bit. I think it had a little bit too much lock bar pressure. But it's got Zerk backspacer and Zerk inlay on the clip, and all the inlays and milling on it are just perfect. Damascus pivot. Great knife. Great action. Perfect action. I've tried to fail this knife because of what Sever said one day on stream, that he thinks he can fail just about any knife, and this is one you just cannot fail. I've held it horizontal so it doesn't have any help, and you just cannot. Like, when it breaks loose, no matter what, it's got enough power to open. S90V for the Monterey Bay. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. M390 is my favorite as of late, but S90V was not long ago considered a super steel, and probably still is. And then yesterday in the mail, I received 2 banger knives. So 2 more bangers. Those are out of frame. I'm gonna have them in frame. I'll throw those up there. First off is one that I did not realize I would like nearly as much as I do. I got it because of the deal I got on it. And I love my other Hogue that I have. I've been wanting a Deca for a long time. I have a RSK Mark 1 G2, I guess. And the action on it's phenomenal. It's basically a Griptilian, but made by Hogue. And this is the Hogue Misto. And I was super impressed by this knife. I was hoping I would be. It's got Magna Cut steel. It's about the same size. It's a little bigger than a Bug Out. But I guess it's his response to the Bug Out. The milling is great on it everywhere. The clip's good. Pretty deep carry. The crossbar lock on it works perfect. The action on it's perfect. The lockup's perfect. And I just don't know why anybody doesn't use Knife Swap. Because everywhere I looked to try to buy this knife new, they all had the same price on it, and it was $329. And this one looks unused at all. And I got it for less than half of that. So why wouldn't you buy twice as many knives instead of paying full price for one somebody keeps for a week and then gets rid of? It's pretty crazy. As long as I'm able to find the knives I'm looking for on Knife Swap, I probably won't buy new knives very often, unless they're like new drops that you can't find and stuff like that. But when you get up over the $300 price point and you can get it for half that, I don't see why not. I love this knife. Got it for less than half of what it was retail. Hasn't been used, looks brand new. And yeah, it'll be a keeper. Magna Cut. And then the other one that I got in was another Devo. So if it looks like this box, it's because it is. So I went from having no Devos to having duplicate Devos. This is the one I had. This is the black one. As you can see, this one has skiffs. And I'm not a fan of black, as y'all all know. So I'm going to pass that one along to someone else. Not sure the HRC on this one. Let's go look real quick. Firefox, open, boom. Whoops. That was a sneak preview of another one I bought, but we will get back to that. Hogue Misto. So Blade HQ might have the HRC. You see, there's the price, and I paid less than $165 for it, which would be half. 62 to 64 HRC is what they're claiming. 63 HRC is pretty good. That's about where I'll want it. TC, it's already spoken for. You'll have to fight Pete over it. Good morning, Knives Are Live. Yeah, when I said I'd pass it along, I should have said it's already... I think Pete's going to buy it is what I should have said. And I told him it had skiffs on it. And since I'm totally honest, I bought this one and I was mad that I told him it had skiffs on it, because you know me, I like plain Jane, so I bought a plain Jane buzz. And this one does not have skiffs. So I wanted to swap the skiffs out of the black one and put it in this one. But I wouldn't do that to Pete. So I have ordered some skiffs that I haven't used in the past. And I looked at my orders, and I happened to order the right skiffs for this knife, and I wasn't sure if I'd already put it in something. I've got 3 of the 4 I haven't put in that I ordered. And I went looking this morning, and luckily I found that I have not used the ones that go in it. So we're going to do a skiff swap here in a minute. But yeah, I got, instead of the black one, I got me a plain Jane one. Got a great deal on it too. I bought another Devo last night. We will talk about that in a moment. Well, heck, might as well do the skiff swap since I got them all sitting here. And I think I've got some of the better quality cage ceramic bearings from AliExpress that have the double rows, that actually have more balls than the skiffs, and I think they might be the same size. So we're actually going to see if these will fit and how it feels with these in it compared to how the skiffs feel. I think they're the same. Good morning, John. So yeah, we're going to check those out and see if they're the equivalent to the, because these are very common in knives. These are the 5mm 1/16 12 ball count. So if these that I bought for about a third of the price work, or half the price, I like how they're offset, and they might even be smoother than the skiffs, and they're fully caged, as you can see on both sides. But anyway, let's get into it and see which ones fit, which ones feel better. So, I know I don't like the action with the bearings that are in it compared to the black one, so we're definitely gonna swap something out. Oh yeah, and John, you definitely don't have to worry about doing anything with the moderator status. I just did it because you've been around here, you've been supportive, and it makes your name blue. And if you ever wanted to post a link of anything, you would be able to. But you don't have to worry about doing anything as far as moderation goes. And I can't get this screw out for some reason. Probably because I'm using the wrong size. Well, what is going on with this stupid clip screw? Anybody else had a problem sometimes with these clip screws? There we go. I don't know what happened, why it wouldn't come out. But it wouldn't. Alright. There we go. This one also came, I thought that the backspacer came with these knives. The custom backspacer for this one. I thought the backspacer came with it. But evidently this was bought separately, because in the little pouch is the original backspacer. It's just a plain backspacer. So I guess that's an aftermarket add-on. But that's cool. Another little extra add-on. Alright. There is a captive. Oh, you talking about the clip screws? Yeah, the clip screws, they don't they just screw into the scale, so they're not You don't. There's no way that they don't go through to the other side on this knife. And this does have a captive pivot, a D-shaped pivot. It doesn't. It locks in the side that it goes in, but it doesn't lock in, so it doesn't spin. Pete, I believe the black one does too, but I don't think it came with the extra clip. I mean the extra backspacer. Yes, it does, but it didn't come with the extra backspacer, so I think it came like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, these barrel spacers aren't what I was talking about. I was talking about the clip screw, but I couldn't get the clip screw out. But it finally came out. So I'm about the head of it. And it came with a whole new hardware kit. So I could just fix that clip screw, or I could take the one off the other side. I think there's something wrong with those threads. Alright, put a little oil on. We're gonna try these other ones first and see if they fit. You don't like the Damascus? I hope these fit, because if these fit, that'll mean these fit a lot of knives. Because they look perfect. The buzz is on the skiff compatibility chart, so if these do fit, it'll be nice. And it looks like they're going to. Yeah, they fit down in the cutout perfectly. So that's awesome. Yep, and you put the liner on backwards always. It's a good thing to do. Get this liner on there. Let's see. The liner is got a D-shaped place on it, so there we go. We're lined up. That feels like that fits. Guess we'll find out here in a minute. If when I get it tightened up, there's no slack side to side play. All right, that's all tight. That's tight. That's tight. Now let's check it out. All right, well, there is some side to side play. Yep. So these are not as thick. Yep, there's side to side play. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there is. So that's a shame. That would have been sweet if those were thick enough. Oh well, at least we know now. And they make the pivot screws where they thread in correctly. They'll bottom out, or they'll hit the bottom of the threads and they won't go any tighter. So you can kind of know when you got them in there. I think they might be. Oh, they look like they're a good size from the diameter. Wow. All right. So let me put those back up. And the skiffs better work. They're on the compatibility chart, so they should. Got a bunch of stuff laying out on the table, huh? Oh, yeah. Little topic to discuss while I'm doing this. I've got an old sandblasting cabinet, but the gun that came with it and the lines and all of it, I bought it used and it wasn't in the greatest shape. And so now I have ordered a new one that will be here, I don't know, next week sometime. And so we are going to get down to the bead blasting stuff. And I'll probably offer the bead blasting service to some of y'all once I get it down for cheaper than other places. I noticed Way of Knife charges $35 for scales and $50 for scales and hardware. And then I think they charge $25 for a blade. So I will work out prices and hook y'all up for less than that if y'all want anything bead blasted. I really wanted to get my bead blast set up back because I wanted to be able to bead blast stuff and then use the black anode technique so that and I want to be able to bead blast stuff before I just anodize it period. Dang it, just a little bit off on the D. But yeah, so that's kind of why I got the new cabinet. And I got a tabletop version. And I'm going to be trying all kinds of different medias and combinations of medias. And man, I went to start pricing Zerblast media. And now I see why people talk about Zerblast as being a special technique. Because 50-gallon pails of some media is $60, $70. Well, the Zerblast media, I think, is like $600 for the same size pail. So that's pretty wild. There's an inexpensive tool company that I've been using that I like. Y'all might have seen around. It's called Vevor, V-E-V-O-R. And they seem to be a little step above like Harbor Freight type stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it feels like the other Devo. No wiggle, perfect fit. Wow. Totally different feeling from those stamped bearings. It's like buttery now. Well, Pete, you ain't got to worry about me stealing your skiffs out of your knife. Because this one feels just as good now. And these little clip screws are fun. I kind of hold them in there and squeeze the clip, slide it between them. Hold them like that, and drop it on there. All right, we're in. Clip is back on, shouldn't have to come off again. Yeah. Nice. All right. Trashy cage bearings. Stamped bearings. Got that done. So yeah, I'm really liking these two knives I got yesterday. And before we get into the new drops, I just want to show a few more. So I've been talking to Pete on the side. He's been doing some project knives where he's buying cheaper versions of knives that aren't in the best shape. And refinishing them himself. So I thought I would try the same thing last night. Yeah, I got both of these for $300 basically. So I think both of them were over $300 each. So I got two knives for less than one of them would have cost. So that's the value of knife swap. And they both look unused, don't have any marks on them, don't have any snails on them, don't have any use on the blade, no scratches on the blade. So why not get two knives for the price of one? It's my opinion. Yeah, folks, I'm about to make a big list too. Hopefully get a bunch sold before I go to Blade Show so I can pick us up some new stuff. Yeah, Pete, and this thing feels really good too. It's got zero blade play. Lockup is superb for a crossbar lock. The action is great. Regular thumb stud, thumb flick works perfect. Reverse works perfect. Like your finger just lands on it. The detent, because it's a crossbar lock, it's not as tight, and I haven't taken it apart to see if I can tighten up these Omega springs a little bit. But the thing about this one is the blade is so close to the scales that you really can't even get there's nothing that would grab it to like pull it out. But yeah, awesome action on it. All right, so I bought a little combo last night. Let me see if I can bring it up here. I got what did I get? Can't even remember the name of the stupid. Oh yeah. Sorry. It might not be, it's got a D-shaped pivot that locks in, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's not, but it felt like it locked in the right place. But I don't think it'll turn. I think that side of the scale is D-shaped. Dang it. I don't want to mess with that right now. I'll check it later on in stream. But you're right, it's not sitting right. But I thought it fit into one place and one place only, but I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Yeah, that's what I thought. It'll only go in one way. It's sitting flush with the scales. It popped into place. I felt it like I had to spin it, and then it pushed in because it caught the D part. But so I don't think. But I'll check it. It could just be a flaw in that pivot. But when I turned it, I felt it pop into place. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look at it. Let me show you the two I grabbed. So I got a Devo Mash version 1 and a Spyderco Tenacious. And I got them both for $75 total. So I got these two knives. And this Devo Mash is going to be my black anodization knife that we do next week. If I get it in time. If not, we'll do something else. But I got the lightweight. I got this Devo Mash, and the scales are messed up on it, so it was a prime candidate to redo the scales. So I should have my bead blasting cabinet by like Monday or Tuesday, so I can bead blast it and get it back to normal, and then we'll do the black ano on it. It's already got the black blade, and the blade is flawless on it. So the scales are messed up, but the blade's great. But I got it for basically $37.50 for a titanium Devo mash, and $37.50 for this tenacious lightweight. The tenacious is not serrated, so that's good. So I can sell it for $30, and then I will have gotten the Devo mash, this Devo mash, for $45. I don't know who put the Michigan M on it, or the M on it for mash, but I'm gonna redo the scales completely, and then it'll have a black blade. Yeah, that's how the pivot. See, that one's not straight either. Like it's better. It's the way I'll check the pivot here in a minute. I'm sure y'all are right, but could have sworn I felt it pop into place. But anyway, I'm gonna sell this Spyderco off for like $30, and then I'll get the Devo for $45, and we're gonna blacken those scales. The Devo mash is a version 1. I don't know what kind of steel. Doesn't even say. But whatever the Devo mash V1 titanium came with, I'm sure you can look it up. I didn't care for $45 or whatever I'm going to end up paying for it. Devo mash V1. Blade bends. There's the knife. That one sold for $95, so $45 is a lot better. 14C28N, possibly. Which is another steel that I like. So I'm happy with 14C28N. Let's see if this shows the same. Come on, Instagram. Yeah, it doesn't say on this one. Yeah, 14C28N probably. All right. And then last but not least, last night I bought this Tucson TS301 for my buddy that had the micarta dyed black with the black carbon fiber. And it's got skiffs in it. And I basically bought it because it's a Tucson that I don't have. And it's got skiffs in it. And for the price I paid for it, the skiffs would have cost me, you know, $12 plus $5 shipping, $17 or something. I basically can swap out the bearings in it and have me a pair of skiffs and another Tucson. But I bought that one also last night. Now y'all are making me curious enough that before we start the drop point, I want to disassemble and do this knife. And I don't guess, I think it screws into the liner is why I have to take this. I might not have to take the clip off. It was sticky last night, but it could have just been the backspacer. Since it hadn't been apart in a while. Let me see if it comes apart. without taking the clip off. Yeah, it did. I think. Yeah. It just holds the liner in, which is fine. All right. So let's see here. There is, okay, there's no D on this side of the scales, and there's no D on this side of the scales. Oh, there is, no. There's no D on this side of the scales either, I don't believe. There's some crud. All right, so neither side of the scales have a D-shaped pivot. I need to clean that out a little bit. But the liner does have a D-shaped pivot. So that was the whole problem. So when I put this in there, this liner, I swear, had a D-shaped pivot. Yes, it will only go in like that. So I'm sure y'all believe me, and I don't need to take this clip off, but I will prove it to y'all that I'm not an idiot. Well, I don't know that I'll prove that I'm not an idiot, but I will prove that it can only go in one way. Alright, so as you can see, this liner has a D shape at the bottom of it there. See that? So since this has to line up a certain way, this can only go through with that D shape. And that D-shaped part, you can spin this and it'll only pop in one place. And when that pops in, dang it. Wow. Maybe I can't, there's something. How is the, now that's weird. So this side of the pivot is not attached to the barrel. I can turn it without the barrel turning. I don't know if y'all can see that in there, but the barrel's not turning, so it's a screw, which is totally weird. It rotates freely of the barrel that it's in, because that barrel has the D shape, so you can rotate it to where it's straight with the knife. Oh, that's weird. But it's not rotating the barrel part. This actually screws in. I don't know if I can totally unscrew it, but it does rotate some. So that's totally weird. So how are you supposed to tighten that? There's no way to tighten that. Yeah, and this, if I turn it more, it'll get a gap and it'll make the, like, I can turn this separate from the, it's not attached, it's threaded into this pivot, but there's no way to tighten it. Like, so that's stupid. Because, yeah, if I tighten it all the way up, then that's when it was off. So I'm going to have to, like, loosen it way up. Now I need to see which way I need to loosen it in order to get it straight on the scales. Whoops. It's the wrong side. This is the side it goes through. Alright, so I need that part lined up with this, which is right there. And then I need this to be straight with the scale, so I need to turn it back a little bit. Alright. That should be pretty good right there. Looks pretty good to me. But it's going to be on the other side, but that's fine. Alright, so this, unless it's just totally opposite of what I just did. Let me get this in. This is straight with that now. That looks pretty good. Let me see if this lines up. I think that's going to be pretty good. Maybe I need to... so you can't rotate it separately then from the... You need to get it straight and then rotate the pivot, this part to where it's... I need to hold it with my finger, I guess. Alright, let's try to reassemble this and hold it all together. Now, where'd my other skiff go? There it is. Alright. I'm going to hold the pivot with my finger and get this, whoops, get this liner on here. Alright, that looks good. And that looks pretty close. Close enough for hand shoes and horseshoes and hand grenades. But that's weird how that other side of that pivot is not attached to the barrel. But there's no kind of tool you could use to tighten it. Yeah, that's totally weird. And it would actually change the overall thickness from side to side of the pivot if you had to turn it a bunch, because it's what's catching on the outside lip. So it would make it thicker. Alright, we're good. Oh yeah, and we got that butter action too. Man, skiffs make a big difference on lots of knives. Some knives it doesn't do anything to, but some knives it makes a big difference to. And this is one of those knives that it makes a big difference to. And I'm not paying attention at all to chat, so y'all just have to forgive me for a second. I'm trying to get this finished so we can get into the drop point. Alright, there we go. Now the DK is lined up better. I don't know if I got it perfect, but it's better than it was. But we were both right, kinda. I could only put the barrel in one certain way because of that D, but yet this turns independently of that barrel. So that's weird. That is weird. Sever 7, what am I checking Discord for? I'm going to the drop point. I'll go over Discord in a little while after we get done with the drop point. Oh, TC, the duck. Thanks for my duck finally started moving. I mean, I'm sure the pivot's just like the one I just looked at, right? Yeah, that's what I said. It locks into the scales. You can only turn it. Yeah, mine's not like that, Pete. Yeah, I'll go over the Discord here in a minute when we get done with the drop point. Yeah, mine's not like that. But I do have knives like that. And that's how they should be, where they lock into place and they can't spin. Like, a lot of Wii's are like that. I think all Wii's are like that. Well, a lot of Wii's are like that. To where it keeps it straight no matter what. Yeah, Bart, it did come with extra hardware, so I might check that other one. See if it's lined up better. Alright. Let's see what we got new this week. Looks like Simeon made a liner version of the Unto. Unto with the elongated hole. Where's the Unto with the... It says Unto... Oh, this must be it. Oh, that's a pretty knife. Yeah, Fred showed us his. So I'm wondering why the drop point says liner. Unto liner. Let's see. Unto. Did I look at the date? Is there a date? Oh yeah, 5/16 today. So it might not be on here yet. But it looks like he's making an Unto liner lock version. Here's the one with the elongated hole. Yeah, I don't see it. It must not be up yet. Alright. All these are frame locks because I can see the frame cut out. So it's got to be one that's not up yet. Because you would be able to spot the fact it's a liner lock because it would have a solid... So both of those Untos are frame locks, and that one's a frame lock too. So maybe he just... And even the one with the elongated hole is a frame lock. So maybe he just hasn't put it up yet. Alright, well that's coming out today. Arcane Designs, Cryotone Automation. That's pretty cool. I don't know about y'all. Do y'all like the double color blades, like two different colors on the blade? Yeah, Waylon, I'm thinking liner lock, but that means the clip side would be solid like the show side. Do y'all like the two-tone blades like on that? I like when they're the same color, but there's a different finish on the flats like that. Like hand satin the flats or polish the flats and hand satin the blade. But I don't think I like the two-tone color. I like that knife overall. It's a cool looking knife. It's not too bizarre for Arcane. Arcane usually has been going out there a little bit. That one's more clean lines. The other Arcane models, you know, have a lot more weirdness going on to them. That one's the first, like that one has a hole down the middle of it. That one's, yeah, the automation is definitely the most reserved one they have, huh? The creature, the crypt, the plexus. The automation, yeah, that is the cleanest looking knife they have. I like that version better than whatever they called that one, the cryotone. And it looks like you can get it in a few different finishes too. Yeah, like that one. Much better. Or even the purple. There we go. Yeah, that one looks good too. I like just that one though. I'm just a fan of plain Jane. Do they have one with the light blade? There we go. I don't know. I almost like that dark blade with the black, and almost like this blade, the acid wash blade better, stone wash. All right. Dawn V3 has come out 518 at 130 or 330 here. He's releasing some more, I guess. That's another one that's been on my list. I've been looking for it. I want to get one for around 150, 160. But they're still pretty hot, so they're going for around 200. I want to find one a little cheaper. I love that knife though. Beautiful knife. I believe Sever's got one. Let's see. We all know about that knife. Let's see what else we got. And these are already live. So we got the Otter Creek Barlow. Oh wow. That was loud. Did it just show a subscriber? What did it show on the screen just then? It made a sound, but y'all didn't hear it because I didn't have the sound on. Huh, I want to know what that little pop-up just said. I didn't see it. Did it say somebody had subscribed? I'm supposed to have that on, but just hadn't seen it on stream yet, but I heard the noise. All right, what we're looking at here, the Otter Creek Barlow. Rosecraft is another brand that I want to check out because they're inexpensive. And I need to get a few slip joints just to have. Good morning, Ron Crow. And keep it scale stupid. Yeah, Ed, it's working. It popped up in the left of the screen. I saw it. Yeah, the subscriber count is in the top left. I mean, the live viewer count, Ed, is in the top left corner, if you didn't notice that. And I don't have the chat on because it's annoying when I'm going over stuff, but the chat is there. I can show you a little better. You can see it there. But the live viewer count is in the top left, and the chat is right there, and then that subscriber thing popped up in the bottom left. TC, I think you're way far behind if you're talking about the Simeon liner lock. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ed, for helping me do that. And I've got the little pop-ups look like this. I'll show you. They whenever somebody subscribes, it'll pop up like this in the corner. But it did that a minute ago, and I didn't catch what it said. All right, back to what we were doing. All right, so now we're on to the... Oh, Exceed's got... Oh, is that their little utility knife again? Yeah. We saw that one. That one's super cool, though. They offered a bunch of different blades with it, I believe. Yeah. They got all kinds of cool little $10 blades. D2 tempered to 60 HRC, so that's pretty cool. That's super cool, actually. I got all new. You can get back spacers for them. Looks like a bunch of 5 different blades, 4 different blade shapes in different styles. Quick release holder. You can get a new holder for it. You can get all kinds of stuff. I like the one right there that looks like a Ver. Oh, TC, what was the no about? Were you talking about which line? I'm confused about the liner. Only thing I mentioned about a liner was that Simeon liner lock version. Satin finish crew wear smock for $217. That's a heck of a deal. Blasted aluminum handles. That's pretty cool. With crew wear. Yeah, that's a good deal too. Kit bash. I know what kit bashing is. Yeah, that's a great price on that knife with crew wear. Axial knives, we looked at that last week. Talked about it. Let's see. Green with Envy. Wow. Pretty cool looking. Another case where they did the pictures where you can't see the whole knife. That makes me angry. Even there you can't see the whole thing. All right, let's see. TC, did you ever answer my question when I asked you when we first started if you wanted to hop up on stream and see if your camera was working better this time and show us some new knives? I didn't ever see your answer to that. Was that what the no was for? I don't know. I get lost sometimes in chat because of the lag. Because by the time I go back and look at it, I don't know what y'all are referring to. Bullnose straight razor. We looked at this one last week. Curly cotton. I'm not sure we saw this one last week. It's a heck of a straight razor, though. F3 medium warny. Pretty sure we saw this one last week, too, but yeah, because Fred posted a picture of his. That's not the warranty, though. So some of these, I guess since they've already been live for a while, they're all sold out. Gavco Compound Grind Baskin. Nice. $8.50 shipped. Wow. Customs are a lot more expensive than the production version. Thank you, Mr. Fuchs. Yeah, Fuchs, it drives me nuts too when you can't see the whole knife. Attention to detail, Mark 1 small. Double D's. That's a different looking knife for sure. Well, that clip is big. It's like more than half the knife. But I guess on a smaller knife, you gotta have a decent sized clip. Pretty wild looking knife. A20 2025 or 420. Mark 1 small. So it's 2.75 inch blade. 6.5 overall. Cool little knife. Freelancer XL. Mod 2. Yeah, we saw that one last few weeks. Launch 15. Huh. Casino. Wow. Some pricey stuff. That looks like the two knives Pete was asking about yesterday. But only $2,900 more. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. But exceptional quality. The Arrows is nice design. We looked at those. I like how he offers all the different styles too, and colors and materials. Cool little knife. ProTech Gridlock Mordax. We saw that last week. We saw the Oligarch Auto. Rosie Rippers, Jens, Anzo, Tokyo. We saw all those. Primordial, Hobbit, Slim, Mini Reaper. There's a new ballast song drop. It's pretty wild. That blade is missing a little bit. Hardened trainer blade. I wonder if, 10 different weight configurations. Oh, wow. So, from neutral to very handle heavy, all without the need for disassembly. Modular weight system. So you can move the weights down the sides of it or something so that it changes the way it feels. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that modular weight system. 3D printables. Aluminum handles, hardened trainer blade. Remember weight, upgrade material, finer thread, pivot. Hand-tuned bushings for no tap and minimal play. I need to get into messing. I need to get one like this so I don't cut myself and practice. That'd be a great little practice ballast song. Alright. Fixed blades. Let's see what we got. The Boning Butcher. Alright. Looks like a good. The Breaking Butcher. Not much difference in those two. RMJ Tactical Lady Death. Well, that's pretty wild. That is a definite weapon. That is not one used for anything but hurting someone. And I guess you could, but more of a collector's piece, I guess. Schwartz Knives, Overland. Yep, I like that one. I like the offset blade and handle. Very comfortable. Great little camping knife. Cerberus, SUS. That's a cool little shaped knife too. 65 to 66 HRC crew wear. Yeah, that's definitely a cool little knife. I wonder how much they are. Doesn't really say the price, but it's a cool little knife. Reef Knives, Circadian Rhythm. Oh, now that looks like that would be a nice little clip point. Let's see. Let's look at both of these. Yeah, that's a cool little knife. 285 Magna Cut. I like the micarta on it. How long is the blade on this thing? Oh, 3.28. So that's a good size knife. Yeah, that's a good. I got to bookmark that one. I like that one. Flat saber grind. Now let's look at the drop point version. I mean clip point. Whoops. That's not really a clip point. That's a straight back. Definitely not a clip point. Got the same length blade. Yep. Coming soon. That's a cool little knife. 3 1/4 inch blade. Yeah, folks, it was a modern. That was a modern take on a trench knife. That was a warfare battle knife. All right, what else do we see? These are live. The backcountry scalpel. We've seen it a bunch on Urban EDC, I believe. Yeah, that's where it's taking us. $189 for that. Paring knife. Stainless steel paring knife. That's a cool little knife too. I like how there's so many specialized knives for different tasks. 4.5 inch Skinner. Yeah, if we go to the NAF's blade shapes, it looked like what they call a straight back. It looks like what they call a straight back, I believe. It's got, maybe it's not exactly totally straight. Yeah, I guess it's a drop point, really. It's definitely not a clip point. Clip points always have that hard cutoff. So it's somewhere between a straight back and a drop point, I guess. Still a cool knife. All right, what was next? Let's see. Another kitchen knife. That's a nice knife. So they got a paring knife and a Santoku. Warlander. He's the guy that had a bunch of those, yeah. I'm going to check him out possibly sometime too. He's got a bunch of different knives for around $300. Hopefully he'll be at a blade show and I can check out his knives. Okay, we've seen the Frago a bunch of times. The Meerkat, yeah, we looked at those last week. And this one. I really like his too. Alright. We're through with the drop point. Let's go over to the Discord and see what's going on over there. Alright, Pete. We'll see if you come back. Alright. Discord. There's Pete's picture of the version 1s, like the Wii kind of pivot that'll only fit in one way. And then pocket checks. TC posted a blade of the new Duck. I should be getting mine tomorrow, finally, thank God. Thought they were lost. That is such a beautiful clone, though. It is definitely a clone, but it's a nice one. Probably one of the nicest ones made yet so far. I'm just hoping the action is as good as it looks. Oh, look. There's Waylon with the giveaway knife. Nice. Nice pocket check, Waylon. Links. Where was the... Oh, knife picks. Yeah, Sever 7. Exclusive folders, infinite. Infinite Charlie. Yeah, that's a pretty knife, Sever. Let's see it move. Come on, play. Yeah, that's real pretty. I love the blade grind. A lot. You gonna buy you one, Sever? How much are they? Well, look at the backspacer. Mirror polished edge. I love that blade grind. That's super sexy. Oh, y'all can't even see it. Good grief. Every time I go to Discord and click a Firefox link, I have to turn off the Discord. But yeah, check out this knife. Mirror polish, beautiful knife. Love that blade grind. Makes me want to design a knife with that same blade grind. Mirror edge on it. What does this thing cost, Sever? Go back to the Discord and see if... Oh, he said bought this. So yes, you did get one. Yeah, nice score, Sever. That's like the epitome of your kind of knife. Like, straight, the blade grind, all that. Like, perfect. Definitely a good score. Yeah, that Anno is sick. I like how the pictures are good quality too. That blade grind is sick though. Thumb studs almost look a little too big, but I'm sure they're fine. Yep. And then Ed's got some where am I at? It's got some pokey things. Oh yeah, I started off on that page. I don't know why I asked about the price. That's the page I started on when I clicked the ad. Yeah, this is that weird website that's got some crazy Chinese knives and stuff that you don't see very often. Sharp World. It's got some weird. Sold out because Sever bought it. Yeah, some crazy knives. These are all Chinese, pretty much, I think. Wow. What's going on with this knife? All the pieces. Alright, there's a lot going on with that thing. Good grief. So all three pivots rotate. All three of those rotate or something. That thing's pretty wild looking. Crazy. Yeah, I will not be taking that knife apart on stream if I had it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So that's the thumb stud. The pivot is hidden behind that black thing. And then the other two are just decorative. Alright. Makes more sense now that I looked at it. So the two of them are decorative. The pivot's behind that cross. And then the one is the thumb stud. But they rotate together or something. No, they stay the same way, whether it's open or closed. The cross stays the same, but that one... Oh, and it's not the pivot. I mean, it's not the thumb stud. It stays there the whole time, too. Alright. It's a front flipper. Wow. Pretty crazy looking knife. Yeah, this website has some weird knives on it. Fingley's Devil Eye Titanium. Whoops. Yeah, this website has some crazy knives. Showcasing the latest of what China can do, I guess. Top Chinese knives with original designs and fine craftsmanship. So it's like a Chinese customs page. But that one's only $550. I mean, come on. Somebody in America would charge $3,000 for that thing. That's pretty wild. Mundus Carmen. Is that one of those ones with the bullet? Yeah, that's the Mundus. It's the one you can put the little bullet in and it ejects. Wow. Pretty wild. China's doing their thing. This rhino. I'm on load up. That's a pretty knife too. Love that hand satin that goes at an angle both parts of the grind. 390 bucks. Come on, China, load up. Yeah, Pete, that link's been around for a while. Like this page, Sever showed me a couple months ago. I just don't pay attention to it, but I guess I should. They got some beautiful knives. And it looks like this one's a $200 deposit. Latest work. I don't like the mother of pearl and abalone looking stuff, but I guess a lot of people do. What's the total? Dollar pre-order. Price $3.99, $4.99, $5.49, $12.49 for the breathing texture Damascus mother of pearl inlays. So the M390 one like that right there is only $3.99. No, that one's $5.49. The $3.99 version is the plain. That one right there. Well, that's cool. Well, what else are we looking at today? If there was anything I forgot. Oh yeah, I had a couple of links, I believe, for channel stuff. Oh yeah, this was a super cool picture. Of some NCC knives. Those are all beautiful. And then the Dutch bushcraft guys put out Australia's most indestructible knife ever in 3V.
This is not a knife! This is a knife. So around 2 years ago we made a review of this knife. It was in D2 steel and it held up great. Our only feedback was if they would make it in 3V steel, it would be incredible. More incredible. And they did exactly.
So that's a super cool knife. It's about 375 bucks. And it really impressed them by the end of it. They did some crazy beating on it, and it didn't even mess up the edge.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Check out this.
Tip looks perfect. Look at how thick the span is.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
That is pansexual.
Didn't damage the blade at all.
Damn, CPM review scary. It literally has nothing, just a few edge reflections. Let's go to the bone. Before I'm gonna look at the edge, we have had knives that just like, they broke out like a half of a moon because it had a hollow grind. This knife didn't give a, whoa, I said it. It has a tiny chip, a tiny chip.
I almost cannot see it.
That's
It's
crazy.
as hey, and we have one, oh.
Yeah,
Martin, we have one final boss.
You and I are thinking the same, Mickey.
Okay.
Let me grab it.
Watch this metal barrel.
Only for
Metal rod.
Extreme knives. A solid steel beam. Beam! Beam! It's funny because we batoned like a piece out of the steel. And here is a different piece, a different knife did, and there's still a piece of the knife stuck in there. But this knife, again, it actually has, it has nothing.
Wow.
Have we seen that before?
No, we have not seen that before.
And that's a hollow
So this
grind
knife
out
might
there
not
on
be
the edge.
sharpest, but it is
So that's
one
a
of the
super
top.
cool knife. It's called the half-breed blades. And it comes out to about $375 US. So in Australian money, it's 500 and something. So yeah, this knife right here, it's 585 Australian. It comes out to 375 USD. It's crazy though. It's got a hollow grind out on the edge. And then it gets back to the thick part. But that was one of the toughest knives they've ever tested. Pretty cool knife for a heavy use knife. It didn't come that sharp when they first tested it. I'll show you the very beginning here for a second.
Not good.
It's a 6.5, 7. 6.5.
No,
I
Yeah.
measured the grams that it takes to cut this wire.
76. It's not that. That's not that good.
It's a 6.5, 7. 6.5.
No, 6.5. Not
Yeah.
a 7.
But let's see it on paper.
That's a 5. So negative Nancy here. Hi. It's right out of the bat. I don't like how sharp it comes. It had to be a lot sharper, and especially it has a hollow grind, and I really hate hollow grinds, especially
Well,
because
actually, hollow grinds are known for sharpness.
yeah, and this is not sharp, so it doesn't have a benefit. Also, you just told me behind the scenes this is kind of like Australia's Becker BK2.
Yeah.
But it is not Australia's Becker BK2 because it has a hollow grind. So for batoning, it probably won't split that wood apart. So the magic with batoning is, if you're negative about something, you have to say Nancy. Nancy! Nancy! Nancy!
Whoa. It blasted it open.
But it does baton good because of the thickness of the blade.
Right. That was surprising.
So yeah, that'd be a cool knife to check out. Well, all right, guys, it's Friday. What are y'all gonna be getting into today? Any parties going on tonight? I think I'm going to wind down the video if there's nothing else to talk about. Episode 120. That's somewhere like 4 months in a row, non-stop, huh? 1/3 of a year. Pretty wild. Can't believe I've done that many so far. It'll be really wild when we get to 365. I thought I was going to get my Tempest downdraft yesterday. Which links, TC? The exclusive folders? Yeah, we went through all those knives. We looked at all of them pretty much. If you're talking about those wild Chinese ones, Sever posted me that about 2.5 months ago, and I looked at them, but I hadn't kept up with them. But yeah, we looked at them all, TC. Pretty wild knives for the price. China really representing. A pin? Oh, did you just send some new links or something to the Discord? I'm confused. Oh. The deal of the day? I didn't see those in the links channel. Here we go. Where we at? Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got that pattern Pete loves. Hold on, let me mute this audio so I don't have to go back and delete it. How much do they cost when you back it? I guess we'll look in a minute. I like that blue one. It's an ambidextrous lefty or righty pin. And it's got a spinner. Maybe? TAC-Ray doing their thing. Back this project. See how much money it costs. $126. Wow. Oh. You get all three. $49 per pin. That's pretty cool, TC. And then there was one more $30 Kaiser deal of the day. Yeah, the nice guy. That was on we looked at that. That was on sale somewhere else a few weeks ago for, maybe it was on Amazon. Or maybe the Kaiser website. Can't remember where we looked at it. Let me see if the browser history has it in there. History, search history, nice guy. Yeah, it was on Amazon. So it was $33, $28 on Amazon for the green one. And the black D2. The D2 ones are $28, and the Rich Light and Nitro V was $33. I like having my history in this browser. I don't use this browser for anything else but the stream. So I can go search the history and see all the times we looked at the nice guy or whatever. Nice Guy Machine Company. And then that Amazon link. I wonder if it tells you what day that stuff was on too. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. They must have made a bunch of those and have to get rid of them. That's got 154 cm, so that's a much better deal. Just wish it wasn't carbon fiber. Yep, I know you in part for sure. Oh, that reminds me, I messaged that eBay seller yesterday, TC, and he said, yep, we sold out, so we changed the listing to another knife. So they don't have any of those. And I looked about 30 minutes to try to find you one of them, but I couldn't find one on AliExpress or anywhere for that $52 or whatever. But I did look. I did try to find it for you. You're not holding me up. I just wanted to, I asked if there was anything else anybody wanted to look at. I didn't have any, I don't have any plans or anything. I just, a little tired this morning. Keep it scale stupid. It'll take off 10% with my code, Alchemy10. On White Mountain Knives, it'll be like $30. It'll take off $3.40, so 34 minus 340, right around $30. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like carbon fiber on knives. Like, just like I don't like. I mean, I guess it's because I don't like black much on knives. I like handles. I mean, I black handles, but I'd much rather have G10 or micarta. I've got a couple of Tucson's that have carbon fiber, but they don't. They're not like like. Hold on, I'll show you one of them that makes me mad because it's such a great knife. And if it didn't have carbon fiber on one side of it. So here's one of them. So this is a big giant Tucson I've got. That is a beautiful knife. And then you go to I'm trying to find the other one. Hold on. I've got another one that makes me really angry. Dang it, where are you? Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere. Oh, here it is. So both of these knives are super cool. So you look at this one, beautiful milling, beautiful ano, cool front flipper, cool blade hole, like a keyhole. Then you flip it over, and it's stupid carbon fiber. Love this knife. I wish it looked like that on both sides, though. So that's one of them. Front flipper works great on this knife. Milling's great. And they ruined it by doing that. And then this one is a big giant knife. I don't know if you can tell, but it is huge. And it's a front flipper. And they did the same thing with it. Like, if this knife was titanium on both sides, I love the way that looks. It locks in your hand. Great knife. They're both great knives, but I want this one, I want the other side to look like that. This one's got the fuller you can flip off of. It needs a flipper tab delete because this front flipper works too. You just got to get all of it. Like it's one of the hardest front flipping knives I've ever gotten. I've opened it a few times with the front flipper, but not many. There we go. You got to really get on it. But yeah. And then they got weird ones like this, where they do 2 different color anos on the ends. Kind of a weird knife too. And I don't mind titanium when they got a little bit of carbon fiber inlays. That's not nearly as bad. But solid carbon fiber to me, I just don't get it. I would much rather just titanium on both sides. And that's a super cool knife too for inexpensive 2 Sons. Now I got my Devo with skiffs in it, butter action. It feels different when you're opening it too. It's all smooth when you're opening it. Skiffs do feel different. The pre-order doesn't start until June 6th, Bart. You can look at the pre-orders, but you can't pre-order. He sent out the email yesterday about checking them out. Yeah, Bart. We got you. We're on top of the Strix. Yeah, he's going to have them all at Blade Show to look at and handle. I'm going to shoot videos of all of them. I've got to do that because me and Pete don't know about the skeleton one yet. The skeleton one looks like it's got too much meat missing. And if you can get your fingers in those holes, it's a no-go. But I'm either getting the plain Jane. I'm probably getting the plain Jane one. But the holes on the Skelly one look a little big to me. Too much meat missing. I feel like you could almost get your finger in there. At least on the show side. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of skeleton. Doesn't have much meat on it. Yeah, I like the plain Jane one too, Bart. That's probably what I'm gonna get. Beautiful knife. Yeah, mister, that's what I'm going to check out at Blade Show. I'm going to shoot the video to see if I can get my finger in it. Yeah, when you wrap your fingers around, it might just drop right in a hole. Yeah, your pinky. All right, I'm closing down Discord. right, guys, I'm going to wind it up. We're at 1 hour and 50 minutes. I appreciate y'all being here again. Love y'all. Y'all have a great Friday. I got a bunch of stuff in the works, though, with bead blasting coming up and black anno. So we're going to be doing lots of modding stuff here soon. I can't wait to get testing on different bead blast material to see what the texture it does on the scales and the color and stuff. I'm starting out with, I believe, 80 grit 80 grit glass beads and 120 grit aluminum oxide, and I might try some soda, because soda is supposed to work good for titanium too. So I'm going to do bead blasting of blades and scales and hardware. And now I'll be able to do bead blasting before we do anos, which means I can get it really super clean and etched good. And I will probably start taking on commissions to do bead blasting once I get it down good. And give y'all some deals on some bead blasted stuff. And after I bead blast it, I can ano it, because it looks really good if you ano right after bead blast, because it gets the surface etched all evenly. So looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to black anodization for some stuff, hardware. Yeah, Bart, I've got a vibratory tumbler. I want to get a rolling tumbler, because you can do blasting. You can take glass bead material like you would in a bead blaster and put it in a rotary tumbler and let it sit for a day or two and get the same kind of finish as you would with bead blasting. So I'm going to buy one of those too. I'm going to get my polishing wheels set up too, so I can start doing some mirror polishes. So good things in the future. 120 episodes in. Next 120 episodes will get even better. But I appreciate y'all. It wouldn't be nothing without y'all. And we will see y'all tomorrow morning.